Strategies for opportunities. Now, I have said this before and I am reminding again. In PMI terminology, when we talk about risk, it is positive as well as negative. So, we also consider opportunities which are not certain, but they have a potential to improve our project performance as a risk because they are not yet certain. So, it's easy to talk about them as an opportunity. And what do we do about those opportunities? So, we follow the same risk management process for them. We do record them in a risk register because risk in PMI terminology is not only the threats but also the opportunities. Now, when we look at a threat, in our previous video we look at that, we focus on how do we reduce impact of these threats, how do we reduce the probability, the possibility of occurring these threats, because they are negative, we are afraid of them. Whereas in opportunities, the approach is exactly opposite. We are exploring how can we make it happen, how can we increase the possibility of happening that event, how can we maximize the positive impact this opportunity may bring on the project. So, when we talk about strategies for opportunities, they are more about increasing the potential impact, increasing the probability of happening it. So, what can we do about them? We talk about more or less similar kind of wording in a different approach: escalate, exploit, share, enhance, accept. So, you can remember escalate and accept was also there as a name is concerned for threats, and it is also there in the case of opportunities. So, when we talk about escalate, as the word means, it is all about, yeah, it's a great thing, but as a project manager, it's beyond my reach. It's beyond my influence area, and I hardly can do anything about it because this is something which is at an organization level, this is something at a program level, so better I give this information to someone who can take care of it. So, as a project team, you end up identifying some opportunity and then you realize that this is something which has a potential of increasing project value, project impact or something, but beyond your influence area. You give this information to program management, portfolio management, sponsor, whoever you want to give, and consider that can happen in reality. So, something which goes beyond your influence, you put it into escalate. Once you escalate, definitely you may keep eye on it, but you are no more owner of it. The ownership of that particular risk is no more in a project team because you have escalated it. Exploit, the second one. Now, the way we saw avoid in case of threats, the exact opposite of avoid is exploit. How can we make this probability happen? How can I get this opportunity? So, it's more about making that opportunity realize. What can I do to make this a reality? So, if you see some benefits, if you see some opportunities, definitely you want to exploit them, you want to make it happen. So, you may first, especially the one which has big impact on your project, you may put your all attention to make it happen. And that is what a response strategy which says exploit, let's do it. Let's make sure that this opportunity we capture before we do anything else in a way. So, exploit. Share. Share is like, I can't do it alone as a project team. Can I collaborate with someone and then we can share the fruits of it? So, it's like this. There is some development happening. Say you are designing one part of a car, another team is designing the another car, and both of these teams are working on some Internet of things which can enhance the driver experience inside the car, and you realize that this is something, a common component, and you may think, what if the other car team makes it and we can use it? And if that happens, we can save a significant amount of time which we have allocated for developing this Internet of Thing based component which gives an experience to a driver when he is driving the car, and it's primarily a firmware software based things. So you try to talk to your stakeholders and say that can that team deliver to you? Maybe you try to do an exploit that I don't do anything, I make sure that this works totally gets removed from my project and I get it, they becomes my vendor and they give it to me. So you try to exploit it, but the management as well as the other team rejects that idea, that we are not going to provide you, we can't commit for a schedule, and we are not going to become your vendor. You take care of your own problem, we take care of our own problem. So exploit is not working. Then you says, is it possible both of us create a joint team? I give 2 people, you give 2 people, and both of us develop this common component, and both of us will use the benefits of it. So here it is coming share. So you are sharing with the other project team that can both of us approach this opportunity by investing our own efforts and share the benefits of it. When do you do that? When you can't exploit it. When you see that I can't win it alone, then better I share my victory with someone else. So this is another response strategy for opportunities. We call it share. Exploit, share. Then enhance. Enhance is you are looking at that opportunity and you are doing some proactive actions so that the probability of that opportunity becomes reality. Enhances. You can look at it as an opposite of mitigate. In case of threats mitigates, we were doing reduction in probabilities and reduction in impacts. That was the response strategy. Here in case of enhance, the approach is, okay, there is a probability of getting this thing done. What can I do to make it happen or make it more probably happen? So you do some proactive things. You plan those things in your project schedule, in your resource management and all those things, which can possibly leads to this opportunity becomes reality. So you are enhancing the probability. You are not making it 1. In case of exploit, you are making it 1. You just want to get it. Here, you want to enhance it so that probably it happens as you move forward. Accept. So, not doing anything about it, just look at the opportunity and says, yes, if it happens, good. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. If it happens, then you may have a passive acceptance, active acceptance. In case of active acceptance, you do have something in mind. If it will happen, we will use these things here and here and here. In case of passive acceptance, you are not doing anything about it. You are just going with your project schedule and all rest of your project management things, but you just look at that opportunity as of now and you are just saying that, yes, I acknowledge this thing can happen. That's it. I'm not doing anything about it. I acknowledge this thing can happen. The thing which we need to keep in mind, this is not a one-time decision. Don't think like I saw an opportunity and if I accept, I won't do anything about it throughout the project life cycle. It's not like that. These things will keep changing. It may happen in the beginning of the project, you look at an opportunity, you just accepted it because you didn't realize, or at that point in time, the impact which you could see in that opportunity was not that significant. But after 2 months, you realize that this opportunity is a really good one. And the impact now looks significantly higher than what it was 2 months ago. And you may change your response strategy against that opportunity from accept to exploit or a vice versa. So the idea for threats as well as opportunities is that these response strategies are not frozen one. They are just at given point of time, you are taking a decision that for this particular risk, be it threat or an opportunity, I am planning this response strategy.